Good evening, crazy believers. This is Crazy Believe with Nelsa. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. It's been a very busy start to this fall season. I moved back home briefly with my mom, and it gave me the opportunity to really think about my life and where I'm headed next. I heard a really good sermon the other day from Stephen Furtick, and he said sometimes we're not asking the right questions. And so it made me ponder, what am I asking? You know, when I speak to God, and you all know that's my background. So for those of you who are not God believers, I think there's still something here that you can receive. So I hope you'll stay tuned. And for the rest who are, I often wonder, what are we asking God? Um, I have been in the weeds sometimes in my life where I'm thinking about, um, oh my gosh, Lord, why isn't this working? Why am I having to start over? Why did I make these decisions? You know, again, it's about that energy of being in the past and not really feeling like I am fully committed to my present path, my present journey, my present decisions, my thoughts. And so now, after feeling like I've started over maybe a couple times, I'm beginning to see it's all about what I've put in my mouth, what I've been asking. So, for instance, it used to be, oh, Lord, what do you want me to do? Lord, how do you want me to handle this situation? Lord, what could I have done differently? Lord, why did I make that choice? That was so stupid of me. So instead of that, now I'm asking, God, I know you can. Will you? Will you show me what's next? God, will you bring the right people into my life? I'm ready. God, what's next? What's better for me? What's the greater good for me? And it is transforming my life. Um, I recently was able to do a teacher self-care conference, and it was so cathartic for me to talk about my past experiences, but instead of feeling like the pain and the injury of things that went wrong was still very present with me, I was able to tell the story from a place of healing. I was able to share my story in such a way that I could advise other people who are where I've been how they can heal and get better. I wasn't resentful. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't hurt and disappointed at how things didn't work out the way I had imagined. And how many of us have been in a situation, or situations in my case, where the picture didn't turn out the way you thought. Um, I have to use my children because they're awesome and amazing and give me such great mom stories. But I can remember thinking about, we're going to Disney. And I was so excited. I was super excited that we were going to be taking them to Disney. But it came at a point in my life where our family was no longer together in the same way. And it wasn't what I had imagined when I used to imagine taking them to Disney. They weren't as young. There were just lots of different circumstances that were different. And so we went to Disney. And I had in my mind it was going to be this really magical, everybody's got their Disney ears on. We're all going to be excited to be together and see Mickey and the fireworks and everything. First of all, it was cold in Orlando in January, and it's not supposed to be. I thought, it's going to be at least 70, 80 degrees. We'll be out there with shorts and t-shirts. I was out there with a jacket on, almost a coat, needing a scarf, okay? Then I was like, okay, so my darling dears are going to just love this experience so much. They're going to be so grateful. They're going to be so marvelous. Well, not so much. there was quite a bit of complaining and quite a bit of, this isn't quite what we thought it would be. And I'm messing around with my camera. I'm sorry. I know it's driving y'all crazy, but it wasn't tall enough. My cousin would get me if she knew that I didn't have it bolstered up a little bit. Sorry, Tasha. But anyway, it was just like, what in the world is happening with this dream of mine? It is so going sideways. This is nothing that I imagined. Oh my gosh. It was just like, ah, it was that bad for just a minute. But one of the things that I had to do was come to terms with sometimes the reality of a situation is not what we have imagined. And I've got to get present with the reality. And I got to get out of this daydream about what I thought was going to happen. And it was going to be so perfect. And they were going to be so amazed. And we were going to just have this really Disney experience, Disney Channel experience, if you will. And once I let that go and talked a little bit about my disappointment and how I hoped things would have been different and acknowledged the disappointment that I felt that things did not happen the way I wanted them to, then we were able to have a good time. And we were able to salvage some of the trip and enjoy it and create memories. And now I have a story for my podcast and my YouTube channel. Thanks, girls. Anyway, what I say all that to say to you is, what are the new questions you need to be asking in your life? Instead of looking back at what went wrong, at why things didn't work out, at how awful the current status of your life may be, whether it's your money, your relationships, your spiritual life, your professional life, whatever, your health. Why not start speaking about the things that you are expecting, the things that you really want? And the thing that I had to learn was I was asking with edits. So what I mean by that is I was asking God, well, God, I want to do right by you. I want to be able to do what you want me to do. When secretly in my heart, I knew things that I had desired to do and wanted to do and longed to do with my life. And I felt like I had to shelve it and put it on the back burner. And that was what God wanted me to do, to sacrifice my dreams and my desires and my plans for myself. And that's not to say that God doesn't have a good plan for all of us, but I do believe we have to speak our truth to God. Too many times we're hiding. We're not only hiding from ourselves, our families, our coworkers, but we're hiding from God. We're hiding our true desires. And in my opinion, I'm not a theologian, but in my experience, God wants us to trust him with our truth, with our dreams, with our heart's desires, with our anger, with our pain, with our bitterness, and watch how it unfolds and healing comes and your dreams start to materialize and even better things start to happen for you than what you anticipated when we begin to walk and trust. Now, again, I'm speaking from my experience and from my paradigm as a believer, crazy believer. But for those of you who maybe are wondering, well, how's that work for me? I really don't know, honestly. I have to be honest because I've always been a believer and I don't know. But I would think if you want to attract good things into your life, you got to take your mouth off the frequency of those negative things that are going on, no matter if you're a believer or not. Law of attraction is the law of attraction. So let's ask better questions. Whoops. Look, that's real life right there for you, huh? Camera's starting to fall. But let's ask better questions. Let's get a better stand for the camera next time. Let's start speaking what we want with truth. First of all, to ourselves, and then into the atmosphere, to God, if you will. And for those of you who God is not a part of your vernacular, just speak it out loud. Write down what it is you want, what you are searching for, what it is you want to see happen in your life, and then get behind it, believe it, um, feel like you are worth it, feel like you can have those things. Because honestly, it's not worth crazy believing if you don't believe you can have what you want. Um, right? So that's what's been going on for me. I have been getting in my zone. I have been lining up with the things that I've believed in my heart that I've wanted. I've been speaking it as though it were until it comes to pass. I've been writing my dreams down, and I've been feeling really good. Finding joy in the simple things. Just because things don't turn out the way we had hoped doesn't mean that there isn't joy to be found in the moments that we have. It doesn't mean that there isn't um, a beautiful life that we can still experience in this time and space. So don't stop crazy believing. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and share.